Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Of course, this is going to be an impeachment inquiry, whistleblowers, GOP senators and Barr kind of video. As I look upon the US, what's going on in the US now, I'm struck by really the, I have to say, alleged lawlessness that has been there right from the word go. It's almost like I'm able, or we are able now, and I do feel this is why people are sitting up now and taking notice, and we're seeing the criminal pattern, because really what Trump did or has alleged to have done in that Ukrainian call was the same similar sorts of things he did in his 2016 campaign. Now, I want to go to the first question that I have. This morning I came across an article which basically says that the CIA's top lawyer made a criminal referral to the DOJ regarding the Ukrainian call by the president. The CIA made a criminal referral to the DOJ regarding the Ukraine call by the president. What did the DOJ do? They didn't follow any of their usual investigative steps. They basically said, no, we don't think any criminal activity has occurred. Now, the person that sent this to me said, is this CIA top lawyer who is a woman? Is she the Queen of Cups? Now, I shuffled and just before I did this, and I had to stop my intro, but I did get the Queen of Cups, and challenging that as a signifier card, and challenging that is the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm going to keep going with this. I'm not going to reshuffle because I feel it's important to keep the cards. I had two cards out and I had to stop the recording. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the laptop down and we'll continue. So what I have here is the Queen of Cups. Let's just say that's the CIA, the CIA's top lawyer. What was challenging that criminal referral? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now this is someone fairly courageous. It's when I say courageous, they're coming in and they're patient, they're reliable, and they're coming in to do a job. But it's also the card of the mercenary as well. So let's just have that stand and see what else we can see. The foundation of the reading is keeping secrets with this Moon card, which really has been coming up since the 2017, 2018. It's come up since I've certainly started reading. In the past, we've got the Queen of Wands. Now, I do feel that this is the whistleblower. Somebody, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, or it could be a man. Somebody who saw something, somebody who was told something, somebody who used their what they had witnessed to put forward this complaint, and it is the card that starts a movement. This card came forward quite regularly before the midterms. It was the movement that was starting, and this is why we can't look away from this impeachment inquiry. We know it's a movement. When I say a movement, we know that it is something that will continue to snowball and snowball. It's not going to stop now. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is the Trump Organization card. We don't know what's in the full whistleblower's complaint, but we do know that money was held back in order, well, shall we say, an alleged quid pro quo. Did Barr try and interfere? Now, many have said that Barr is working for the president. Barr is working for the I guess the Republican membership or base, the moneyed elite. So this tells me that Barr, perhaps with this Knight of Pentacles, this Ten of Pentacles, money, dynastic wealth, dark money in politics, the Moon card. At the very least, an interpretation with these two queens, when we're talking about the CIA's top lawyer, who is a woman, And we've got the whistleblower seeing something, bringing it forward, fairly impassioned and inspired to bring it forward. And of course, when we've got wrongdoing, it does, if we are ethical, it will spur us on. But did Barr interfere? Well, he certainly put in some work here, because this is the Eight of Pentacles. It's rebuilding foundations. It's also, again, sitting next to this Knight, reward for effort. So as I was saying, at the very least, we've got some very murky cards, and we've got some pentacles showing up here. Right now, we've got the Chariot. Now, I do feel for Barr that things are getting away from him. He is his biggest, and that's what I was talking about, a movement and momentum and snowballing. His biggest problem is trying to contain things now. The Knight of Swords, because what does the Chariot do? It stirs up. It stirs up that momentum, and it brings everybody forward with it, and the environment that it creates is the truth. So we haven't heard the last now. The fact that the CIA made a referral to the criminal referral, I should say, not just any old referral, but a criminal referral to the DOJ, and it wasn't processed, as I understand the media reports, in the usual way. The spotlight now is on Barr. The hopes and the fears, we've got the Five of Swords. Someone here the fear is that there could be this really blatant, in-your-face abuse of power. But I go to the Ten of Pentacles, Donald Trump, the Trump organization. I go to the Knight of Pentacles, the mercenary for hire, and the outcome card is the Hierophant in government, which is really interesting because, and it could be the courts as well, and somebody chained to something. It's an interesting outcome card because William Barr represents, the DOJ is supposed to be objective. It's supposed to be independent. It's not meant to be to cover up for a president with a criminal referral from the CIA. And given that this is the outcome card, I think that Congress is actually going to start now subpoenaing the CIA referral and subpoenaing the records around that referral, and eventually subpoenaing William Barr. Now we've got the Empress card, which is suggesting that there is strong evidence there that Congress is going to get. And look who's got the strength and endurance. It's actually going to be Congress. Let's see what's at the base of the pack, which is talking about the energies as they are unfolding right now. We have loss here with the Three of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands, having to defend yourself and stand your ground. And we do have the Nine of Swords, which is the anxiety, the worry. My next question from this would be, is Barr... what's Barr going to do? Okay, he can either dig himself further into the ground, or he can do something else. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? What's William Barr going to do? And indeed, what are those senators going to do? Because you can see, as the evidence mounts up with that Empress card there, and of course the Empress is my card for Mother Russia as well. So I think there is a little bit of a twist, a metaphor there, that the strong evidence also is the same card for Mother Russia. So that all roads lead back to Vladimir Putin. Let's have a look at what's Barr going to do now. Obviously, the House will subpoena that criminal referral from the CIA. Obviously, they will subpoena the information and documents around the DOJ handling of that and scrutinise procedures. What's William Barr going to do now? It will be an interesting throw of cards. What's William Barr going to do now? William Barr, what's he going to do now? Okay, Six of Swords, an interesting card because this is moving on, relocation, leaving a bad situation. Okay. uh, the Ace of Cups in the challenge position, new starts. Okay, so he may want to move away from the broad, I guess, cover ups here, but he will be challenged by. I guess it's the emotion. It's the emotion around this. Look, he can't really do anything. I asked would he try and deepen or dig himself into a larger hole. I don't think so. I don't think he can. The Six of Cups in the past position. The past. What has occurred in the past is his biggest enemy, his biggest nightmare. He's very insecure, and I have been reading Bill Barr for quite some time now, and his energy is changing from this arrogant, I can get away with anything, to within this impeachment inquiry, just how far have I gone and can I go? We've got the Five of Wands, obstacles and challenges. This is faction fighting. This is sort of the political machinations, the back and forth. But it's interesting. It's a little bit different. If I go intuitively to this card, it's like a pinata, and someone is trying to. Well, they're going after the bees, but it's almost like if they swipe that beehive, it will come down. They're all blindfolded. They're likely to get stung. So all of this, and I've not read that card in this way before, but it's linking very strongly with the Four of Pentacles, showing me the insecurity. What happens when that beehive falls? The bees start to sting the people who are actually taking the swings. And I do feel this is the Republicans are going to be stung now. Now we've got right now we've got restriction with this Eight of Swords. This can also be he's quite worried about his legal jeopardy. The environment that's surrounding this is it's the thief making off with something, trying to get away with something. So even now he's restricted, given that he was the Mr. Fix-It man during the Mueller report, the release of the Mueller report. He's restricted now. There's a lot of evidence mounting up. He fears his well. This is the nine of Pentacles. This is independence, wealth, financial resources. I think he's quite worried about perhaps being in legal jeopardy. We've got the King of Wands. Now, this can either be Barr coming forward, striding out, or it can be the lawmakers. What's he going to do now? Eight of Pentacles. Work. He could be working with the Congress rather than trying to hinder it. And we've got working within a team. Let's have a look. He's at the crossroads. There is a decision to be made. We've got the Queen of Swords, Pelosi, objectivity, the law, and we've got this abundance of evidence. Okay, and then finally we've got him. We've got him as the Knight of Pentacles. I think one day I called him a gun for hire, and people laughed. They thought, well, maybe she's going a bit too far. But as history tells us, yeah, he was. He was for hire. He has been acting for the president, and he's paid for his job, and we don't know what else, what other rewards he gets for in that position. But yeah. Okay, it seems to me that he will. He knows that the evidence is so strong. If he was to further obstruct, there would be real problems for him. So let's see how that will play out. Tell me about, there's a second whistleblower thinking about coming forward now. This was someone that actually informed the first whistleblower. This is possibly someone who has first-hand knowledge of that phone call, thinking of coming forward. Let's ask what we need to know about this second whistleblower in relation to the Ukrainian call. Will this second whistleblower come forward? What do we need to know? This second whistleblower, will this second whistleblower come forward? It's getting to the point now where with that CIA criminal referral, you know, it's getting quite serious. And for these whistleblowers, they would be needing protection. They would almost be needing witness protection soon. So what do we need to know about this second whistleblower? Will this second whistleblower come forward? I can only imagine what it's like to be in their shoes. We've got the Five of Wands again. Will I, won't I? Will I, won't I? The other aspect of this card is tug of war. The Eight of Cups, what this whistleblower, this second whistleblower, has to lose is the challenge, and also not wanting to be really in Trump's sights, if you know what I mean, or the Republican Party. You know that they're like a scrum. They'll just pack in. It's what this whistleblower has to lose is what's on their mind. However, the foundation of the reading, if they don't come forward, they don't want this to be buried. I think, you know, probably a year ago, I did some readings about a murky pond, and this moon card has always come up with that murky pond, and that scorpion has always been climbing out of that murky pond. This was what Donald Trump did not want. We've got the impeachment inquiry. Really, that is providing a lot of hope to a lot of people, even those that may have voted Republican, but are absolutely aghast at what is going on. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the sky. Now, the first aspect that I spoke about in the previous spread was courage, bravery, going where no one else is likely to go. The second aspect is somebody for hire. I don't know who this is, but it's somebody that is certainly on the Republican team in the White House, because I'm getting that pull there with that Five of Wands, which represents the Republicans. I'm just getting that this is another consideration for them. Country over party, that sort of thing. Even though they're probably a staffer, they could be also tied in with the CIA as well. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. The Knight of Wands, which is in the immediate future, I think they are going to come forward. The Ten of Cups, right now they're thinking of America. This is my card for the American voter. And the environment is the loss to America. So I'm really being drawn to someone who will put country ahead. I guess a patriot, as is that first whistleblower. The Nine of Pentacles, losing their independence. What can they do to this second whistleblower? For all whistleblowers, what are they going to do to them? What are going to be the repercussions? The outcome card is the Hanged Man. So right now, even though the immediate future, I can see the impeachment inquiry, I feel that they could come forward. I do feel that there is still something stopping them. Although they have information to bear with this Three of Wands, they have information to bring forward in relation to this, to the money side. I don't think we know the full extent of the whistleblower's complaint yet. Or perhaps what else, should I say, not what else was said on that call. We've only seen a partial transcript because the call was much, much longer than I think the transcript has been read aloud. It goes for 10 minutes. I think the call was for, a lot more than that. But we have temperance and a rebalance and bringing balance back in. So I'm just going to drill down a little bit on this Hanged Man This Hanged Man, that's the way they're feeling. I'm picking up quite strongly. They feel like they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. So they're really wrestling with themselves at the moment, that tug-o-war, really wrestling with themselves. Tell me about this Hanged Man and the outcome position. They know what's at stake here. Tell me about the Hanged Man. Tell me about the Hanged Man. Okay, they're juggling. Okay, so I'm not getting a clear read, and they're extremely anxious. I'm not getting a clear read on this, although I've got the Two of Cups, which is suggesting a collaboration. What's at the bottom? A spy in the camp, the Page of Swords, and this decision that needs to be made with the Two of Swords, and the heaviness that's weighing down on them, and the Ace of Pentacles. I'm suggesting that they may come forward. It's really tough for them, but I think at the end of the day, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. And under those circumstances, they might be better off coming forward and asking for the protection of the house, and the protection of the law as well. Now, I want to go to the third whistleblower. There's so many, and I think if you looked at my October reading, it was just bang, 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 bang. And I looked at my September reading as well, and I think there were bombshells predicted there. It's really hard to keep up with it. There's so much happening so quickly. And we've got this third whistleblower, and there's probably likely to be more whistleblowers before we're done with this. Okay, so tell me about the IRS whistleblower. An audit of Trump and Pence's taxes. Treasury official has allegedly interfered with those. Tell me about what this IRS whistleblower knows. What does this IRS whistleblower know? What does this IRS whistleblower know? What does this IRS whistleblower know? Let me just cut the deck. I just had a feeling I should freshen the deck up a bit because we're reading quite quickly on multiple subjects. I've got one more question after this. What does this IRS whistleblower know? What does this IRS whistleblower know? What does this IRS whistleblower know? Okay, let's have a look. Ooh. They have access to communications with this Page of Swords, and they could be a younger person as well. They've seen something, a back and a forth. Okay, all right. The challenge, again, this is really serious, and we shouldn't underestimate how these whistleblowers feel. But there are boundaries here in this card being put up. Boundaries around, I feel, the audits, information, because this is to do with information, or can be, could have been siloed in some way. Okay, let's keep going. All right, death. Oh dear, it's hard to read that card and understand whether this is the fear of the IRS whistleblower. The House Committee, I think Neil, who chairs that committee, is playing this really close to the chest. This is really, really quite serious. This alone could end the Trump presidency. Wow. Okay, we've got the tower cut, the structures coming tumbling down. In the sky, we've got the new beginnings with the Fool card, the immediate future, justice. Wow, this is a really strong pull. We're going to be hearing more about this IRS whistleblower. We've got the judgment, something coming to an inevitable end, sitting alongside the death card. The environment that has provoked. This is now the Republicans and Trump and Pence and everyone else and Barr taking swipes at that beehive. They're blindfolded. They don't know which way is up and which way is down. And they're likely to be to bring that beehive down right on their heads. The hopes and fears, he or she, the IRS whistleblower, it really fears being restricted, really fears not that the truth won't come out. As I said, all these whistleblowers are patriots. Illusions and delusions. There's been this boundary put around the audit. There could even be, with this card, illusions, delusions, not being able to see things clearly. There could even have been some restriction of the audit, or something to do with proper process. The lawmakers here in Congress know all about it. It's part of the impeachment inquiry. It's just been played very close to the chest. It has the power to end this presidency on top of everything else. Base of the pack. The truth is coming out. 5 of Cups, loss, and 3 of Pentacles. This 3 of Pentacles is starting to tell me, along with this Page of Pentacles, it's starting to tell me that that the Republicans would not be able to look away this time, and that there's a certain working together that is going to happen in the future at some point. I do feel this is around moving this president on. That's the IRS whistleblower. Watch for that one. That whistleblower has enough information around Donald Trump's tax returns, and I would hazard a guess it's income that he has made off the presidency. Now, we know that foreign countries, your foreign policy has been commercialized, basically. We know that foreign countries curry favour with the president by booking rooms in the Trump hotels, and just some stay there, some don't, but the rooms are booked. Where is all that income going, and how is it being hidden? Goodness gracious, I said to somebody today, Donald Trump, with his history of alleged sexual assault in broad daylight, and we know by E.J. Carroll, in a dressing room at one of those big department stores. This is someone who pushes things to the edge and tries to get away with things. That's a modus operandi. So will the senators be able, the Republican senators, Mitt Romney's come out now and said he's appalled. I watched an interview with Dick Durbin this morning on CNN. It was CNN. Yes, it was. I think it was, who was the journalist? Anyway, he said he can count the senators who may support impeachment on his hands. He said Mitt Romney is coming striding out and saying, now I'm appalled at what's going on. He mentioned the senator from Alaska, the senator from Maine, and Ben Sass is also I won't say, I don't know that there's been strong condemnations, but there have been moves to basically take the Patriot course. But let's see, it's early days yet. When asked why more Republican senators wouldn't support the impeachment, Dick Durbin was quite upfront and said Trump still, while ever is in power, still has the power to scuttle them in the primaries, and that would be the end of their career. And of course, he would hope that they would put country over career when they have such a blatant abuse of power evidence in front of them. But what are they going to do? The Republican senators, would they vote to impeach this president? The Republican senators, would they vote to impeach this president? Would the Republican senators vote to impeach this president? Just a quick read. Would the Republican senators vote to impeach this president? Okay, I keep getting an image of that 6 of Swords moving on. We've got the 5 of Cups, so as a signifier card, they're definitely worried about that loss. But they're challenged by the need, with this 3 of Coins, they're challenged by the need to work together to fix this. So loss, working together to fix this. Country over career. Okay, they're the signifier cards. Can't be any clearer than that. Okay, the foundation of the reading is loss. loss for them. Donald Trump's retribution. The past, we've got the truth. It's not just the truth coming out, it's action being taken on the truth coming out. In the sky, we've got the Hanged Man. It's a bit like that whistleblower. They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. But all the while that they're there, they're having to look at what's unfolding, and they're having to look at things with a different perspective. The immediate future is that's a support. It's a quick support. The Nine of Cups coming forward. It's also an offer or a proposal of some kind. This is Donald Trump getting on the phones, I think, and ringing them. Right now, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, new starts. Again, you know, what's he promising? The environment around, though, is the Temperance card, bringing balance, and new starts bringing balance. I can say that after I saw those that lost in the midterms and Trump just throwing them on the garbage heap, the Republicans, the young Republicans particularly, who lost their seats in the House of Representatives, you know, Trump's advice, you know, Trump's comment to them was, you know, well, you're lost, you know, you're a loser. And that didn't go down very well. So don't underestimate perhaps that Republicans themselves don't like this president. The fear is this investigation, okay? So we're kind of getting a little bit of a look at what the senators are seeing. There is this Page of Wands, which is telling me that there is a growing support for impeachment, but it's not a knight, it's not a queen, it's not a king. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. You know, you can read this a couple of ways. It could be they're thinking of going outside of what is expected of them. The other way to read this is the reliability. They're part of the Republican machine, but. Okay. So right now, not enough of them are thinking of impeaching. Some of them are. It's a small amount, but with this Page of Wands, things start to grow. So when the money information, base of the pack, what's happening now, when the money information comes out, we've got the Strength and Endurance card, and we've got the Spy in the camp, or the Page of Swords things coming out, and finally we've got the Hierophant making a judgment. If I go one further, we've got the Star of Hope. So Star of Hope is a good way to finish this reading. It's only a small movement at the moment. But there's hope that with this, particularly financial information, that this will grow. So I'm not going to go any further than that at the moment, because I'm feeling very strongly this is all a process for us to witness. There are things that we all have to learn here. And so I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope you've enjoyed it today. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll be back again at the beginning of the week. All right, thank you.